this Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight, it represents a few different paradigms. So you have old versus young, which is pretty simple to see. Right, Mike is 57, Jake is 27, so it's a 30-year difference. It's also the white versus black dynamic. I thought it was interesting that Jake, this might be just a Freudian slip. Jake, he might have devolved into some racial epithets to promote the fight. I don't know if anybody caught it, but when he said to Mike in the press conference, he wants to kiss Mike's big juicy lips. Like Mike doesn't even have big lips, but that's usually a trope. It's basically a racial slur, and historically it's been a racial slur. So I don't know if he was intentional with that, but that's that. But then there's also this generational, thing where you got the new generation. I don't even know what they call them now, but call them millennials or whoever they are that are younger than millennials versus my generation, which is anybody that's born like in the 70s and the 80s who grew up watching Mike. So there's this generational divide that I think this newer generation have no real perspective on who Mike Tyson is. Yeah, they know he was the heavyweight champ, but for some of these folks to think, and maybe it's naive of them to think of that, maybe it's naive of me or my generation to think that Mike still got it, but it's this whole idea of Mike still got it, and them saying no, he doesn't still have it. Like we got it. Like clearly, Jake is going to win this thing. So it's interesting. There's a lot of different paradigms that are here. There's a lot of different concepts that are baked into this fight that I think Mike Tyson, who's probably one of the biggest trolls in sports history, he played a really good villain, and Jake Paul plays a really good villain as well. He's great at getting attention. So both fighters in their own right are coming to the table, being great in their own way, coming from different perspectives. So I just think it's really interesting. The more you think about it, and what's even crazier is that we got like 8 weeks to go. And it's hard to imagine that. Like how much more can they unravel or reveal between now and fight night? So I'm sure they're gonna come up with something because they got to keep our attention, right?